Okay, we're going to call a meeting to order for March 17th on St. Patrick's Day. Madam Clerk.
The Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Sorry. Councilman Asbill, absent. Councilman Buddy.
Present.
Councilman Chatelain. Present. Councilman Johnston.
Present.
Councilman Wheeler.
Present.
Mayor Bodier.
Present.
Police Chief Walker.
Here.
Fire Chief St. Cyr.
Present.
Finance Director Todd Turnion.
Present.
City Attorney Scott Stansberry.
Present.
Myself, Municipal Clerk Carrie Eustace is present. Mayor's announcement.
You ready? I'm going to try to give a little weekly update of what we got going on in the city for the past month. Again, another record month in sales tax revenue. Well, I'm sure Todd will report those figures earlier, a little bit later on in the meeting, but we just want to, remind everybody, shop local. So we got to, and we learned a real unique fact about Harahan. In 1890, Southern University had an experimental farm here, farm in Harahan, Louisiana, and so we have ties to Southern University in Baton Rouge. We met Dr. Calvin at the Rural Caucus, and because Harahan is actually a rural town, so believe it or not, it opens up so a lot more opportunity. And so we went to go visit them. We spent a day at Southern University with Dr. Calvin at their livestock show. It was incredibly fun, and we had a real great time. And we spent the whole day touring the campus, looked at all their monuments, and then that's me and Dr. Calvin at the livestock show. It was a really good time. If you ever have a chance to get out there next year, please go out and see. It's a pretty cool thing. This is us on Wilson Street now, and we have a lot of questions that's going on with Wilson Street now. And so what we're doing is we think we're 30 to 45 days out on finishing the project. We're starting to put the concrete down now. We've met with the councilman. The councilman, believe that the people on Wilson Street have gone through quite a bit over the past few years and thought that we should replace from sidewalk to sidewalk on both sides of the street. So that's what we're doing. We really want to leave this project pristine, and we want to leave it, a real class act, and it's got to be perfect. I met with the construction people today, let them know my concerns, let them know, what we expect here. And I mean, this has got to be pristine. That was the word I used today, and they guarantee me it will be, and I guarantee the residents I'll make sure we follow up and keep it that way. So this is where we're at right now, and what happened during this past month is that we knew that getting sand into our sewer infrastructure was a problem. Sand gets into the plant, and when sand gets in the plant, it turns into almost like a cement when it mixes with the sludge, so it'll pretty much break everything. The clarifiers, the aeration basins, and the digesters. We had a blower pump go out, and that's what really signals us to getting to the plant. Our intentions were to be on a plant probably by the beginning of next year, and probably the end of this year to start working in there. It got a little bit ahead of me because we wanted to finish the Wilson Street project first. However, just things happen the way they happen, and so now we're in the plant. I've been there for the past 9 days, and we're rehabbing every chamber that we possibly can at the moment. We're pulling sludge out of the plant where we can pull sludge out, and we're looking at new technology. We're looking at something, a new what the heck is that thing called, Brian? A centrifuge. We're looking at a new centrifuge right now. Senator Talbot's actually going to help me get the funding for it. And what it is it's a belt press. And what it does is it dries the water from the sludge to where we can dump the sludge in the landfill, and it becomes EPA and DEQ approved. And so this is some pictures there. And of course, we had our City of Champions. We got Tulane, and then we have the dart team. That's Uncle Matt's dart team. How you like that? So that's been pretty good, and we always try to promote our City of Champions. We have a lot of great things going on in the city. We always want to make sure we say congratulations to everybody. And of course, we seeing so much is going on in the Ukraine, and not to take the severity of what they have going on in the Ukraine, but it's kind of a similar feeling of always being the underdog here in Harahan, and we want to make sure that we get out and we support those underdogs, just like we hope people support us as well. And what's going on in Ukraine is absolutely terrible. And we're gonna, in the next few weeks, we're gonna do some initiatives to try to raise some money to maybe send to some things, maybe some Red Cross or something like that, to maybe help some of the citizens in Ukraine. So please, as citizens, be looking out for that. And we think it'll be a pretty good deal. And again, let's pray for the people in the Ukraine, because I'm sure they need all of our prayers. And that's it. Thank you.
Special presentations, Chief Walker, current state of the Harahan Police Department.
Mayor, Chief, Council, I want to talk to the citizens. I'm Assistant Chief Brian Saints here. We have a situation that's been occurring outside of our city, but it affects our citizens. There's been a rash of mail thefts occurring at the post office on Citrus. And it's mainly occurring in the blue boxes that are outside. It's not occurring when the mail is dropped off inside. We haven't had any cases yet that we've looked into where the blue boxes in front of the police station here have been hit. It's been several blue boxes throughout the parish, but they have been hitting Citrus. They have been hitting all the main post stations in Metairie. And it's becoming a big problem. We handle a lot of the calls, even if it was stolen out of the box on Citrus, because the people live here. We're able to, by state law, help try to involve ourselves in the investigation. When the thefts started a few months ago, they actually have been happening for a while, but when it began in earnest a few months ago, 6-8 months ago, we requested to be part of a federal task force, and we were accepted onto the task force a few months ago. Within a few weeks of being on the task force, our manpower adding to it, we were able to help and assist in apprehending 3 individuals over time who were stealing out of the mailboxes. Part of the problem is for the postal inspectors, they have like 5 inspectors for South Louisiana. They don't have the personnel to be able to sit on these boxes. So we were able to throw some personnel into the problem, be part of that task force, and assist in some of these apprehensions. We've been getting very aggressive with it. So even though the post office box sits outside of the city of Harahan, since our citizens are being victimized, we are now part of that federal task force, and it's been pretty productive for us. We're going to continue doing that and continue assisting in those to do what we can. But just remember, take your mail, bring it inside the post office. Don't leave it in those boxes. The keys are just all over the place, and the cost to change all the locks is so prohibitive that the post office does it from time to time, and the keys just somehow get back out there in the community. It's a big thing. We caught somebody, we watched them on video steal from a box in New Orleans, and within minutes, we were watching them live, and within minutes they were in Metairie heading over to us. They had gotten almost 100 checks. They had already gone through the mail in the time it took them to drive from the city of New Orleans to out here. They had already gone through all of the mail in the mailbox, sorted it and separated, and had nothing but checks left. They're that good with this. And it was almost 100 checks that they had. They know the day of the month that is best. They know the time that it's best, the night that it's best. And so they hit it just right, and they know what's happening. So 100 checks, and they're averaging somewhere around $3,000 to $4,000 profit for them per check. So it's very lucrative, and it's going to continue to happen. One of the things that we can do is be very proactive about getting out of your car and walking checks into the post office. But also realize whatever you put in that box is subject to being stolen and taken and dumped. They dumped every piece of mail other than the ones that had checks. So anything that was being mailed, letters, personal notes, whatever, it's not going to get there. So be cognizant of that, and as we go forward, walk your mail into the post office. Don't put checks into those mailboxes. The second thing that we're seeing a lot of is contractor fraud. We've seen it take off in earnest since Ida, and we're starting to continue. We're seeing an aggressive push by people who haven't gotten their work done. They're waiting for contractors. They're waiting for insurance companies. So we have contractors or people who claim to be contractors that are approaching citizens saying, I can do that work for, 20% of the price. And so it sounds great. I'm gonna get it for cheaper and they're gonna do it now. Well, the problem is you give them a deposit and you never see them again. Make sure you're thoroughly vetting contractors, particularly anybody that's coming to your door, knocking on your door. Make sure they have insurance, check their insurance and verify. Don't just have them show you the paperwork. Verify with the insurance company. And if you're gonna have somebody do work for you, have them have that insurance company name you as an additional insured. Make sure they have workman's comp and make sure that they're registered with the Secretary of State and the Contractor Licensing Board for the type of work that you need done. It's very possible that they can have a contractor's license that allows them to do remodeling, light remodeling, but not the heavy type of construction that you need. Make sure they have the appropriate license for the level of work that you need, because we're seeing a lot of individuals who don't have the appropriate license. They do have a license, and they're taking money for work that they're not even authorized to do. And so that's becoming a problem. Make sure you thoroughly vet these people, check with the Better Business Bureau, check with the State Contractor Licensing Board, check with the Secretary of State. It's all at the touch of your fingertips on the internet. So it's really easy to do your due diligence at this point. Ask for a reference list of people that they've completed work for and call them and actually do the follow-up. It's important. It's a lot of money. When you're giving somebody $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 to come in and do work, that's a lot of money. It's worth a little time and effort to do the due diligence to avoid the back end. And once again, it's a theme that we say every month, and we say it every day to people. If you see something, say something. Call us. We will come out. We take a lot of reports that may lead to nothing. We come out and check things. We'd rather get called 20 times a day on something that turns out not to be an issue than not get called the one time that we really do need to be there. And it's what we do. We're out here. Call us. We'll come. And I've started realizing I'm getting calls sometimes at 1 in the morning. I'll come out myself, and I have, just to make sure everything's getting done appropriately. And we answer our phone 24 hours a day. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Approval of minutes. Reading of the minutes of the city council meeting on February 17th, 2022.
Okay, do I have a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes? We have a motion by Councilman Johnson, second by Councilman Chatelain. We'll open for public hearing. No one coming to speak forth. We'll now close public hearing. All in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
4 yeas, 1 absent.
Approval of the minutes of the council meeting on February 17th, 2022.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve those minutes? Motion by Councilman Chatelain,
Second.
second by Councilman Buddy. We'll open for public hearing. No one when it comes to speak forth. We'll now close public hearing. All in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
4 yeas, 1 absent. Minutes are approved.
Communication, no communications at this time. Resolutions, proposed resolution number 2022-1. The following resolution was proposed by Councilman Chatelain. A resolution of the Harahan City Council authorizing the mayor to enter into a cooperative endeavor agreement with No Limits Play Incorporated for the benefit of erecting a new play set on city property.
I'm gonna make a motion to defer this.
Okay, we have a
Second.
motion on the floor by Councilman Chatelain, a second by Councilman Johnson to defer. I'll now open for public hearing. No one coming to speak forth. We'll now close public hearing. All in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
4 yeas, 1 absent. We are deferred.
Ordinances for approval. Proposed ordinance number 2021-19. The following ordinance was proposed by Councilman Chatelain and seconded by Councilman Wheeler. An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Harahan to execute an agreement with the Board of Trustees of the Municipal Employees Retirement System.
Okay.
Motion to defer.
No, so we're gonna go in a different direction. I'm gonna have, I'd like to see if we can get a motion to withdraw.
I will withdraw, I thought you wanted more time.
That's okay, we're gonna go in a different direction. We're gonna look at a different type of plan that's not an all-inclusive plan. So we have a motion by Councilman Chatelain to withdraw.
Withdraw.
Do you have a second by,
You don't need a
second
second.
by Councilman Wheeler?
We
All- we now
just
will,
withdraw.
well, now we'll open for public hearing. Just make sure we'll run through the formality in case.
Okay.
All right, no one coming to speak forth. We'll now close public hearing. All in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
4 yeas, 1 absent.
The reason we're withdrawing is just.
Ordinance is withdrawn.
Is because this plan we have here, everybody has to participate. we have some people who don't wanna participate, so this plan will not work, so we're looking at different plans and we'll bring it back at a different time.
Thank you.
Proposed ordinance number 2022-1. The following ordinance was proposed by Councilman Asbill and seconded by Councilman Chatelain. An ordinance amending ordinance number 1925, the annual budget of revenue and expenditures for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2022 for the Capital Project Fund of the City of Harahan, Louisiana. Fire Department Vehicle Capital Expense.
Okay, so anyone like to speak about the proposed ordinance 2022-1? We're now for public hearing.
Can I start?
I'll
just
close
ask
public
for y'all?
hearing.
Oh, yeah.
And, no, so no one comes, we'll close public hearing. Chief St. Cyr?
I'm sure y'all may have known already, but if we could, either defer this or table it, however you choose to do it, to take it up at a later date.
I propose we defer it.
Okay. So we have a motion by Councilman Buddy, second by Councilman Chatelain to defer. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. I'm sorry, 4 yeas, 1 absent. We are deferred.
Ordinances for introduction. Proposed ordinance number 2022-2. The following ordinance was proposed by Councilman Asbill. An ordinance approving the rezoning of Lot 1, Shiro Park subdivision, City of Harahan, Parish of Jefferson, State of Louisiana, as per a plan made by Mandel Surveying Incorporated, dated July 14th, 1986. Proposed ordinance number 2022-3. The following ordinance was proposed by Councilman Chatelain, an ordinance amending ordinance number 1925, the annual budget of revenues and expenditures for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2022 for the Capital Project Fund of the City of Harahan, Louisiana for Fletcher Field renovation. Old business. Old business number 1, Board of Adjustment dismissal and appointments.
So we have anybody, yes or no?
Anybody has anybody?
All right, so we have a motion on the floor by Councilman Wheeler to defer, second by Councilman Johnson. We'll now open the public hearing. No one comes to speak forth. We'll now close public hearing. All in favor?
Yay.
4 yeas, 1 absent. We deferred.
Old business number 2, Civil Service Board Administrative Appointment.
Again, I believe we're all still continuing to work on this. Can I have a motion to defer?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Johnson, second by Councilman Wheeler. We're now for public hearing. No one comes to speak forth. We'll now close public hearing. All in favor?
Yay.
4 yeas, 1 absent. We are deferred.
New business number 1, Todd Turnion, Finance Director, monthly financials with budget to actual comparisons.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Just a brief update from the finance team. As we mentioned at last month's meeting, we continue to work on closing out the year-end, December 31st, 2021, in preparation for the city's annual financial statement audit. The auditors are scheduled to be on site maybe may or may not be on site, but they're scheduled to perform the procedures 2 weeks in late April. So we'll continue to keep you up to date on that process, but we've been working closely with the city clerk and the city's finance team on preparations for that process. There are, for the council's and the public's benefit, there's some additional audit procedures this year. One is related to the city's federal funds that it received during the year, and the city's ARPA funds and FEMA expenditures. So there will be a separate audit of those funds that the auditors are engaged to report on. And then secondly, the auditors are engaged to perform additional agreed-upon procedures that the Louisiana Legislative Auditor put back in place for this 2021 year end. So the scope will be expanded, and they will issue some additional reports during the course of this year's audit. So we'll keep you up to date on that. So the mayor mentioned the sales tax activity continues to come in strong. It does go up and down each month, but it continues to come in strong as compared to pre-COVID years. So that's been a benefit to the city's budget. And then lastly, just to mention, I know Mr. Buddy has asked in the past for some interim updates throughout the year on actual to budget comparisons, and so we're working to prepare some information at the end of the first quarter with the March 31st close, so that we can answer those questions of Mr. Buddy and other council members.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
New business number 2, request from St. Rita for the city to provide barricades and/or a police escort for a May crowning procession around the block. The procession is scheduled for Sunday, May 1st, 2022, after the 11:30 a.m. Mass.
Okay, anyone want to discuss? New business number 2, public hearing is now open. No one coming forth. Public hearing is now closed. Chief Walker?
Thank you.
We good?
It's covered.
Chief Walker says it's covered. All in favor?
Yeah.
4 yeas, 1 absent. It is approved.
New business number 3, the St. Rita Fall Festival Committee members respectfully request permission to sell beer and wine at the annual St. Rita Fall Festival. The festival will be held this year on Friday, May 6th, 2022 through Saturday, May 7th, 2022, from 5 p.m. until 12 a.m. on Friday and from noon until 10 p.m. on Saturday.
Okay, anyone want to speak on new business number 3? We'll now open the public hearing. No one coming to speak forth. We will now close public hearing. I'm pretty sure we okay with this one. Yeah. All in favor?
Yay.
4 yeas, 1 absent. It is approved.
New business number 4, the members of the St. Rita Fall Festival Committee respectfully request permission to block Berg Street from Imperial Woods to Ravan Avenue during the hours of operation for the St. Rita Fall Festival. We also request to block Ravan Avenue Saturday, May 7th, 2022, from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. They will use Ravan to move children from the school to Berg Street for their classroom performances. The neighbors this will affect will be notified in advance of our intentions.
Okay, we're now open for public hearing on new business number 4. No one coming to speak forth. We'll now close public hearing. All in favor?
Yay.
4 yeas, 1 absent. It is approved.
Address the council.
Todd St. Cyr, City of Harahan Fire Department Fire Chief. Mayor, council, citizens of Harahan, I'd like to remind everyone that March 26th is approaching fast. That is next Saturday, not this coming Saturday, but next Saturday. And that is election day for the fire department sales tax. I'd like to report that the response that we're getting from the community is incredible. Very positive. We've been out talking to people, putting out signs, and it's been very positive even amongst the business community, which kind of surprised me a little bit. We're hoping to do well. I'd like to let the citizens of Harahan know that if you have any questions, please give us a call at 737-9957 and ask those questions, or stop by. We've had a lot of people stop by wanting signs, wanting to talk to us about the proposition. Please stop by and get the right information. There's some stuff going around Facebook right now that just is not facts. It's intentionally, you're intentionally being misled by a few people. So please just get your facts. This tax will not affect your water bill. It will not affect your electric bill. It will not affect your gas bill. None of those bills are taxed with sales tax like that. So even though it can be, they're not. Matter of fact, your energy bill, there's a franchise tax that is on it that supersedes the sales tax, so they can't collect both. Or I guess they could at your request, but that would never happen. So just don't be misled by people that are intentionally trying to mislead you. Please get the answers from the right people. This is going to be something good for the fire department. We've been trying to put this together for a long time. It went from trying to do something on the water bill. We brought that to the public, as we should, because it wasn't going to be a voted on tax. It was going to be an imposed tax. And we heard what they said. They didn't want it. So we went back to the drawing board. We thought about a millage. And if y'all remember, I asked that be pulled down during COVID. I was having trouble putting my head on the pillow at night knowing that maybe someone could potentially lose their home over a property tax that maybe they couldn't pay, and kind of scared me a little bit. So we went back to the drawing board, and we came up with this. This is a minimal tax that will strongly impact the fire department in a positive direction, with manpower, with bringing our level pay to something that's respectable and will help us with retention. Will help us with equipment in the future. We'll be able to build a fund, a capital fund that we can roll over from year to year, and be able to make those large purchases that we've always had to beg, borrow, and steal or put fundraisers on for. We'll be able to make vehicle purchases and fire truck purchases in the future. So whatever and however you're gonna vote, just please get out and vote. Early voting ends Saturday, so it's open Friday the 18th and Saturday the 19th, and then you'll have to wait until the 26th. But please just get out and exercise your right to vote. We'd appreciate your support. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief. Chief?
Welcome, address the council. I like that you come up and just, you know me, you're the chairman of planning and zoning. I like that you come up and you're a part of what we do here.
Again, Maurizio. Nothing to report on planning and zoning, but I just wanted to kind of comment or add to what Todd was saying about, again, knowing the facts of what this minimal tax is going to be. I think it's a fair tax. It could choose to pay it or not, depending on your purchases that you make within the city. And I've spoken to a lot of friends of mine, and they like the tax. They're in favor for it. I think it's deserving. Again, I think the fire department needs it. No, I believe the fire department needs it to, again, build upon retaining firemen, firewomen, and hopefully maybe potential in the future have a new firehouse, because I know that's something that we've talked about too in council, because I know it's in desperate need of repair, fixing, or a new one. So that's all I really had to say today.
Thank you.
All right, no one else come and speak forth. We'll now close the address to council. Madam Clerk.
Secretary's report. Secretary's report for February 2022. Total revenues, $524,633. Reports.
Chief Walker.
Stats for the Harahan Police Department for the month of February 2022. We had 590 calls for service, 10 auto accidents, 50 citations issued for 102 charges, non-patrol requests. Arrests were 15 for the month, 17 charges for narcotics, 4 of them were felony, 6 misdemeanor, and 7 city. Number of other arrests were 40 for 119 different charges, 20 felonies, 45 misdemeanors, 15 cities arrests, and 39 traffic arrests. Persons and property crimes for the month, no murders, no rapes. That one robbery, that was the carjacking last month, we made the apprehension. No burglaries, no non-residential burglaries, no attempted burglaries, no motor vehicle thefts, no attempted motor vehicle thefts. We had 2 larceny thefts and 4 assaults. Thank you.
Chief, I have a question.
Sure.
Are citations down rather significantly? I can't recall what they've been running.
I'm sorry?
Citations, there were 50 during the period.
Traffic tickets?
Yeah, is that down significantly?
I'm not sure. I'd have to check and see.
Yeah.
If you're looking to write citations, you go on Colonial Club on 5 o'clock, you get a school bus.
The only place in the city, yeah.
Every day.
We just wrote one this afternoon on Jefferson Highway for speeding. Chief St. Cyr and myself.
But, you know, speeding is a problem, I believe,
school
throughout the city.
No, on the school bus.
Oh, you
It was,
didn't get the school bus.
yeah. It was before school time, yeah.
But my kids never late for school.
Anyway, Chief, I'd appreciate it if you guys would renew your efforts, because speeding, running stop signs, it's a problem in Harahan, and I probably hear more about that from citizens than
No, we
any
don't.
other issue.
We just got some grant money for school zones, and we're gonna be using those lately, and we just, I mean, shortly, and we just got some new radar units.
Thank you.
Chief St. Cyr?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. Councilman
Thank
Esposito is
you.
absent. Councilman Buddy?
No comments, thank you.
Councilman Chatterley?
No comment.
Councilman Johnson? No comment. Councilman Wheeler? Just real fast, for me, one, happy St. Patrick's Day. Number two is that every Tuesday while the legislature is in session, it's Jefferson Parish Day. So we try to make it up there as many Tuesdays as we possibly can. If you feel strongly about a bill, you feel strongly about something that's being voted on a legislature floor, please feel free to reach out. I mean, we're in constant contact with our state rep and our state senator. I can't tell you how incredible they are for us in the city of Harahan. They're working on helping me fund some really big projects this year. And so we'll be up there quite a bit because being there sometimes means more than you can even imagine. So if you have something that's important to you, please call me, let me know. Everybody, you know, it's I think spring break should be starting soon, so everybody, you know, keep your eyes out, and that's all I have. Thank you. Oh, one more quick reminder. I want to remind everybody that the council meeting for April will be on the 14th at 7 p.m. So it will be changed up to the second Thursday of the month, not the third Thursday of April. Thank you. Madam Clerk?
Pay bills. Bills paid in February 2022. Total expenditures, $610,620.98. Executive session, no executive session. Adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Have a motion by Councilman Johnson, second by Councilman Wheeler to adjourn. All in favor?
Yay.
4 yeas, 1 absence. We are adjourned.
Thank you.